Hi, hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be filming my TBR for June. So for June, I'm actually gonna put this aside real quick. For June, I don't have reading plans, really, not that much at least, because I'm participating in the amazing readathon. Did my dumbass forget that June is also the month of the Library of Dragons readathon, my favorite readathon? Yes. I'm currently doing this with my hand because I'm too lazy to get everything up again. It's time for my favorite readathon in June, and totally forgot. I'm gonna link the announcement video for both the amazing readathon and the Library of Dragons readathon down below. Anyways, chapter 2 is happening, and I'm really really excited. There are a lot of prompts that I want to fulfill, and I will not fulfill all of them in June. Absolutely not. I will not manage that. So I'm just gonna pick 2 books, or 3 books from the list of books that I want to read. I don't know. I could also just tell you all of them, but I'm kind of too lazy. Plus, it would be way too much. So I'm just gonna tell you all the buildings because I did write it down here. Wrote all of them down. And there are like different categories, and the first one is buildings, and I have a school, which the prompt for that is to read a book with a school setting, and I chose Princess at Heart by Connie Glynn. It's the 4th book in the Rosewood Chronicle series. I don't have it physically. I'm gonna either get it from the library or as an ebook. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I plan to read that for the school. Then we have a castle, which is to read a book with royalty, and I am going to reread Winter's Promise by Christelle Darboux because I'm pretty sure it has like nobles in it, or like noble families, and most of it literally happens in like a castle of some sort. So I'm just gonna say that there's royalty. And the last one is Barracks. I don't speak English. Which is a book featuring fighting or violence, which could literally be any book that I read because most of them have like fighting or violence in them. I decided to go with manga. Actually, it's not even my own. I borrowed it from my brother, and it's Chainsaw Man Volume 1. I don't know anything about Chainsaw Man, like nothing. Absolutely nothing about it, except that it's popular. And well, I chose to go with that because the cover does look pretty violent, and I mean, I definitely think there's gonna be like fighting and violence in this. And of course, as I said, I have many more prompts, buildings that I want on my world. There are many more buildings I want to have, but I'm not gonna get all of it done anyways. Not in June. If it changes, I will update you, but pretty sure it won't. So yeah, I have a lot of other books. Still my TBR, but I don't want to put all of them in one video because that would be like 25 plus books, and that's not a monthly TBR. I might make a video where I'm gonna list all the books I want to read for chapter 2. It's just not just for 1 month, because I know I won't be able to make it. And the amazing readathon, I'm also on Team Fantasy. Any other Team Fantasies in chat, please? No, chat, but if you're Team Fantasy, if you're not Team Fantasy, you're still welcome to watch, of course, but I'm Team Fantasy. And well, the prompts kind of drop sporadically around the month, as far as I've heard. I've never actually competed in the Amazing Readathon. This is my first year of participating, and I'm really excited. However, I do have 5-ish hopefuls, and then we're gonna pull 2 of these cards. So today, I think today's the 26th of May, and I can already tell you that I'm not gonna be finishing my TBR that I made last month. One of the first book is actually three of the 4 hopefuls are carryovers. Does that say something about me? Yeah, that I am not able to keep to a TBR, of course. I also have not read Little Women, and I read the first sentence of Electra, but then I focused on other books. I was just like, I'm gonna read the first sentence. Well, I'm not gonna read that, even though I think it would be quick and fun. Somehow I have not been doing that. In fact, I'm reading two books that weren't even on my mind of reading. Like, I wasn't even thinking about reading them. Those are my two current reads. I have one physical read and an audiobook read, and I don't like either of them. I am thinking about DNFing both of them because not liking them. So the audiobook I'm listening to is This Happened One Summer, or It Happened One Summer, by Tessa Bailey. I've read one book before by her, which is called Fixed Her Up. I believe that's the book. I believe it's by her. Anyways, I read it and I was like, this is fine, but now if he mentions her smooth legs one more time, or her eyes one more time, or how gorgeous she looks, or her butt, I'm gonna leave. And honestly, her as well. Like or if she mentions how tall he is one more time, I'm gonna take the handle, I'm gonna open the handle, I'm gonna leave. Open the handle, I'm gonna open the door and leave, because I cannot do this anymore. I can't do it anymore, to be quite, Anyways, and I'm also reading The Jewel by Amy Ewing. That's my Ewing, I think. I don't know. It's my physical read. I borrowed it from the library. There's so many things wrong with this book. If you tell me this book was published in the early 2000s or late 90s, I would believe you. But this book was published in 2014, I believe. I'm not sure. Would this get published nowadays? I'm not sure, because there's so many. This book is fatphobic and also kind of, it's very, very stereotypical and everything, and I not having a great time. Sometimes they say things and I'm like, how did this get published? Anyways, let's get into my TBR, because that's what you're here for, right? So the first book that I want to read or continue reading is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Prado. I started reading this book already. I'm around, I don't know how many pages in, and so far I have to say I feel very neutral about it. Like, there's nothing, like, I don't feel connected to the book or the characters, which is kind of bad, because I am a character driven person. I need characters to root for, but I just don't care. But it's just kind of boring, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna give it more of a chance. I want to get like maybe at least like 30-40% into it before DNFing it, especially because a book club read. It's for a book club I'm running. Imagine just everyone DNFing the book, because we already had one DNF. I think it's been officially DNF'd by one person, and we're like 3 or 4 people that are currently reading this book. It's just a bit too, I don't know how to say it. It's just not what I want, because what I want right now is like, turn your brain off, don't think about it too much, even though the books I've been reading are seriously like turn your brain off books, which is actually apparently not what I'm really craving. It's like something in the middle, like give me something to think about, but don't make it boring. Next up, we have a book that isn't a carryover, actually 2 books, but they're in the same series. We have Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and the second book, well, the copy of the second book is from my library, and I've just been holding it wrong this entire time. The first book is my own copy, And I thought if I borrow the second book from the library, maybe I'll read the first book. Maybe I will like force myself to read the second book. No, at least the first book if I have the second book sitting right there. And I want to at least crack into it since I borrowed it from the library, right? Well, so far nothing has happened, but I still have 2 weeks until I have to return it. I'm not home in 2 weeks. I'm actually in Lisbon. Is that how you call it in English? And I'm really excited, but I won't be able to take a book with me. Well, one, but maybe not this chunker. And I also don't want to take library books because, well, we're getting there by plane. It's like a 2 or 3 hour flight, and I'm scared shitless of flying. I don't like flying at all. Even though I have to say that probably the airport is the worst part of me, because my brain is like, what if I accidentally like pack the bomb? What if I accidentally like have a knife with me? You know, like, girl, you know you didn't pack a knife or drugs or something, but I'm always in my brain like, what if I did it and I don't remember? I don't know. My brain is just like that. Anyways, I would really like to get to this, but who knows? Also, because of the amazing readathon just dropping random prompts on us, this might not necessarily work for any of the prompts. Maybe there's one where it's like a book over 300 pages, because I can assure you this is over 300 pages. This is almost falling out of my hand. It has so many chapters. 616 pages. It's the German copy. I don't know how long the English version is, but this is 616 pages. The next one is already on my Kindle. It's Escaping Wonderland by Tiffany Roberts. This cover, excuse this. You have to excuse this. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. But like, you can already think what this retelling is going to be like, right? I'm not at that part yet. I'm like 30% into it, I believe. I wanted to read this for Escape the Readathon because like escaping, like Alice tries to escape the simulation and we're trying to escape the carnival, right? Team Game Jesters, by the way. I hope we're gonna win. I pray we're gonna win. We're at the exit gate right now and we're gonna hopefully win. But everyone in the readathon knows anyways, so it's no problem I said that. We want to win. I hope we're gonna win. Anyways, Escaping Wonderland. Exactly, Escaping Wonderland. As I said, I don't think I'll be getting to this in May, like finishing this in May. I have like 4 or 5 days left of May, and I don't know what I'm gonna be reading. I think I'm just like, I have a spinner wheel on my phone, and I think that's just how I'm gonna choose my next read, taking out the books that actually I should get to Crown of Feathers and Escaping Wonderland, but hey, I make my own rules. It's fine. Let's get to the last hopeful. The last hopeful is Floating Hotel. I don't know how many TBRs I've put this book at this point. I think it's been on my TBR ever since it was released on NetGalley, and I finally got my hands on it. Like, I think about exactly a month ago when I was in London. I bought this really gorgeous special edition. Also, don't look at the bottom because I messed the sprayed edges up a bit, and this is just a marker for where I left off because submitting pages for closing the gates. And I just wanted to make sure like where I left off so I don't submit a wrong number of pages. And yeah, that's the book. I've been really loving this. And I also want to like listen to an audiobook and play Stardew Valley because recently I found out that audiobooks do work for me. I just need to game. If you don't know, this is my TBR game. This is based on on a game, on a social deduction game, where every card, well, I already explained it in my first TBR video, which I think is actually the video that I uploaded before this, my last video basically. And well, I'm kind of explaining prompts as we go because there are just too many, or like what card does what on the go. But basically those guys with this like stuff over it count as vampires, and for vampires I just have to watch someone else's TBR game and do their first prompt. And yeah, they're villagers, and then for the villagers I have like some general prompts in here. Then I have some favorite like some cards that are like my favorite characters to play or play against, and then those are like favorite cards where I have a prompt attached to different favorite fictional characters of mine. And I also have the werewolf. We have to scroll on Goodreads, and I have to choose one of the books, like of the top 5 books that are on my TBR and also in my feed. And I think I forgot the rest. There's also one mood read card, and what else? I choose one book that I want to read, and then the other prompt is like to continue a series, because I suck at continuing a series. And then yeah, anyways, we're just gonna choose 2 cards, and I'm gonna show you the first one. I don't actually know how to translate this, but it's just a person. Oh, and I never actually played with this character, but during the night they choose 2 people, and when they're dead and you're alive, you win. Okay. I never heard of this. Anyways, I'm gonna check what prompt is attached to him. So apparently I totally forgot him when making the game, which what's new about me. And I just put him into like my favorite cards now because I don't know, I just really wanted to do my favorite cards more often. So the more characters are on my favorite cards, the more likely am I able to do that. And also I was wrong about the werewolves. I'm gonna take the top 5 books in my feed that are on my TBR. I'm gonna put them in the poll, and then the poll winner wins. If I'm gonna read that, that's another question for another day. Anyways, I have a lot of. I'm gonna just shut up and show you. So I have a list of 96 prompts, for 96 different characters, and I'm gonna be honest, some of them I don't even remember that much because I was like in a phase, and now I don't even exactly remember who they are, but I remember most of them. So I just need a random number generator from 1 to 96, and then 3. That's not a high number, but I appreciate that. It is Bloodhound from Apex Legends, one of my favorite characters. My first main, when I saw Bloodhound, I knew that they were gonna be one of my mains. I saw them and I was like, God bless. God bless. Love them. Anyways, the prompt for Bloodhound is to read a book with an animal companion. And I'm looking around and I don't know about any books with animal companions. We're gonna why did I do that? I think we should count like but I don't know if this one. Okay, actually we're also gonna count like dragons as animal companions, and I could technically choose Crown of Feathers now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't think I will, because that would be doubling up on my boring books that I'm already choosing. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I have 2 options, one ebook and one physical book, because I want to read more from my physical TBR, but apparently none of the books I want to read, at least not that I know of, have an animal companion, which is weird. So I have 3 books, and 2 of them are ebooks, and one of them is, well, this book. So we have Never a Hero by Vanessa Len, and oh god, Only a Monster. I love that book. Only a Monster is definitely one of my ultimate new favorites, and definitely my highlight of 2024. Well, I did finish in 2024, but I started reading it in 2023. I was like, no, I can't read this right now. I need to be in a better headspace, in the perfect headspace, in the perfect time. I need to continue reading this someone else. So I did finish it in 2024, but I did start it in 2023. It's utter perfection for me, at least. I don't know if a lot of other people will love it. I know that a lot of other people love it, but like some of my friends, I don't know if they would like it, but God did I. Anyways, we had one character called Tom in the first book that had a little dog companion. I don't know if he's gonna show up in Never a Hero though. I hope he will, because I love him, first of all. I love Tom. I would literally rip heaven and hell open to keep this man safe. And I'm not even joking. I would rip heaven and hell open to save any of these characters. Most of these characters. I'm talking about Aaron's father and uncle specifically. But I'm pretty sure there are also some other characters that I would not rip heaven and hell open for. But our main characters, which Tom counts to one of the main characters in my opinion, would absolutely do it. No second thought. No second thought. So, he has a dog. I forgot the dog's name. But it doesn't say. I really hope if he doesn't appear, I might cry because I know his husband appears. His husband is in this book. Well, he was in the end of the first book, but like, they talk? I think his husband's appearing, so he should appear too. This is like the only fair way. Anyways, I'm gonna put this on my TBR, but like I'm not sure if it counts. If any of you have read it and know if Tom appeared, do let me know. But I have, as I said, 2 other books. One of them I'm not going to talk about because I don't like the author. Well, not that I don't like the author. Well, I don't like the author, but I'm not going to talk about authors just because I don't like their works. But I don't like that author as a person. So I'm not going to do it. That's another one that has like animal companions in a way. They're not actually animals, they're more like shadow creatures, but they take the forms of animals, so it counts. Also pretty sure that most of you know what book I'm talking about. I'm just not gonna say directly. But then we also have Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quenby Olson. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm so sorry. It has dragons on it, and I did say that if there's a dragon in it that like befriends a human or whatever, I'm gonna cut it. I think I'm gonna put all 3 of them on my list, but I'm gonna focus on only Never a Hero because I do want to start this book. Plus, as I said, the 2 books that I'm currently reading are kind of not enjoying them too much, and if I literally just pointing at nothing, and if I read a book that I want to read, which is I really do want to read Never a Hero. Like, I really want to read it. And if Tom appears, there's gonna be a dog. So, at least I'm pretty sure that there will be a dog. But anyways, thank you so much for coming for my TED Talk. I'm just gonna quickly grab the books. Well, the physical ones. Anyway, I also have some other books I got from the library, but they're not, as I said, the one book that I'm currently reading and two others, but they're not like on my imminent TBR. I'm kind of like, I'm gonna probably try to read them, but they're not like on my TBR in the same way. Even though I did get them from the library, but I'm known to be a person. I'm not only going for a book from the library because I want to read it, but simply because I want to take it home with me. So, anyways, we have Never a Hero for Animal Companion. Hopefully, fingers crossed that it actually has an animal companion. Though I could be reading the other Shadow Creature book because I'm definitely gonna get that as animal companion. I don't care. It takes the shape of an animal, so it counts. Then we have Floating Hotel and my other hopefuls, and of course my e-reader representing all the ebooks I want to read, which are actually, now that I'm thinking about it, are quite a lot. Wait, what was my first prompt? Wait, I have one more prompt left. I'm a dumbass. Okay, we have one more prompt left, but that's my TBR so far. Okay, I might be a dumbass. I literally just put it back in place. Anyways, I'm a dumbass. I know. Anyways, let's continue and get the last prompt. Actually, I'm not very good at shuffling cards, as you can tell. So, anyways, Curse, the Cursed Wolf. One of the worst cards, probably. Not worst cards, but like the one where I'm like, oh no, because he is the owner of this character. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. But when the cursed person is attacked by the werewolves, he's also gonna turn into a werewolf, which is kind of, I don't know, it just kind of makes me sad. Anyways, I don't exactly remember what prompt I put on it. Probably my favorite cards again, but I'm gonna make sure and check, just, well, to make sure. Actually, to my not at all excitement, it's not. I also have a few cards that are attached to genres. I really had to plow my brain for this stupid word. Genres. And this character, the cursed one, is attached to the fantasy prompt. And how this works, I have 6 books. I'm gonna roll a die, or dice? I think die. I'm gonna roll a die, and the number it lands on is gonna be the book. We have City of Ghosts by V. Schwab on number 1, Legendborn by Tracy Dion on number 2, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas on number 3, Quest for Glory by Suman Chadani on number 4, Blood Air by Amelie Wen Xiao on number 5, and Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim on number 6. That's 7. Anyways, I'm a dumb idiot, as you can tell. So there are 2 books that I would not want to get, which are Throne of Glass and Quest for Glory, because I do want to reread the series first and then continue, even though I'm gonna say when the School for Good and Evil is not taking place in school anymore, I don't know how to feel about that. And also, August Sater is one of my ultimate comfort characters. August Sater from, if you've read the book, you know who he is. He also, August Sater, also known as Professor Sater. I really like pain. I'm gonna roll the die. These are my eye drops for allergy season. Anyways, I'm gonna roll the die right here, and you'll just have to believe me, okay? Just believe me. 3, which is, I think, Throne of Glass, right? Throne of Glass. I shouldn't even be upset about this, because truth be said, I have been meaning to reread this for I don't know how long, ever since I wanted to continue the series and get over book 2, but book 2 made me absolute. But book 2 made me so upset that I didn't want to continue reading it. I do actually kind of want to continue the series, plus I need to read it to read the next Crescent City book. I also need to read it for the... You know what? It doesn't really matter. I kind of just need to read the series, even though I'm not like, I want to read the series, and at the same time I'm just so upset about what happened in the second book that I don't know if I can, be the bigger person in the room, because I don't want to be the bigger person in the room. Anyways, I guess I'm putting Throne of Glass on my TBR as well. At least I started that book, like rereading the book. I think it's now the third time of me reading this book. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my TBR, even though I'm chaos. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, maybe for May wrap up. Though some books I read are rather mediocre, or even less than mediocre, honestly. See you in my next one, hopefully. And I'm not excited to edit this. Anyways, I will see you next time. Bye.